Even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Gotta love having the feedback coming through the mics, don't you? That's always part of live radio, so we were getting some technical issues. We'll get them corrected for you as we go straight along. But in any event, let me remind you that within every market there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. I do deliver it every day. And before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guests. And a repeat offender, Kaaren Hall is with us. You direct IRA Services. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Ron.
Glad to have you with us. Lisa Wright Jenkins, the President and CEO, Council on Aging, Southern California, is with us. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Glad to have you with us as well. I don't know if you, I guess, don't you get to age in other places or is it only in Southern California? I'm just curious. I just throw that out there to have a little bit of jest. But let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me. First, there are no operators standing by. I am it. I know they're
quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And of course, it is a day, Ron Siegel Radio. We love to celebrate on Ron Siegel Radio. I had a problem this morning. I must admit it. I looked at our celebrations for the day, and I got really confused. I got excited, then I looked further, and I got confused, and then I got sorrowful. Unbelievable. So we had the full range of emotions this morning. We went from looking at it, and I said, well, today is National Tennessee Day. No excitement there at all. Then I looked at it and I said, National Pumpkin Day.
You know better than that.
National Mincemeat Day. Yeah, I couldn't get into that. Well, come on, guys.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that one either. And then I saw, well, okay, it's National Mule Day, and that's where I got excited. I looked National Mule Day. I thought about those tin cups, little drinking, you know, what do they call it, a Moscow Mule. Thought about that one. Thought it was really good. And then I looked at the picture, and it showed me a donkey. Ah, where is my guys? Well, I'm a little slow on the trigger finger this morning, so we'll celebrate something. I guess we'll go back, and I guess we can go and chat because I am a flag waver. You know that. So we talk about this one, and in addition to being the Day of the Mule, I guess, and I'm not going to go to any other terminology for that, but we can say thank you because it is also National Day of the Deployed. So we can all say thank you to that one. We couldn't be doing what we are doing if it wasn't for the men and women of the military and those that are deployed serving around the world. So we wish them safety. Our prayers are with them, and our thanks are with them as well. Moving right along, the markets this morning. We've been watching a very, very volatile market, so if I can figure this part of it out, I think Tuesday we were up about 100 points and change. Yesterday we were down about 100 points and change, and now today we're up 85 points. So it sounds to me like we're on a bit of a roller coaster right there, but that's just the way the markets work. Oil up 21 cents a barrel, 52.39 is our price of oil right now, and I'm not going to even tell you about Taxifornia, the state of confusion, and the fact that we are generally the second or third highest priced gasoline state in the country. And we like taxes here in Taxifornia, so that's part of the issue. So that's just another one of those fun issues. We can also look and see Freddie Mac came out with their numbers this morning. They do that every Thursday morning. 3.94. Ow! Who would be saying out of that one? 3.94 is the cost of a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. According to Freddie Mac, you have to pay a half for it. Last year, this time, 3.47. So we're doing a little bit, not doing too bad. Last week, 3.88. I would hate to be the one to bring the news to you because I have got a little bit of age behind me. So I wouldn't want to share the fact that when I got my first mortgage, there was 2 digits to the left of the decimal point. And now we're talking about 3.94, and every once in a while we hear somebody say, ow! Yeah, it's nothing to be upset about, nothing to be worried about. It's just the way it is. It is, as Mitchell said to us yesterday,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. We can't. There's nothing we can do about it. So take the 3.94. Again, I share as a regular basis. My feeling is, yes, I do watch the markets. I understand the bond market. I just shared with you what's going on in all these different markets, right? But if you're thinking about refinancing a home, lock the rate in as quickly as you can. There are people that like to time the market. And when my olden days in one of my prior lives, I was with Merrill Lynch, and we used to talk about the idea of what happens to people who time the market and how they tend to lose or miss out on the majority of the market. I've been watching this recently. If you had listened to the majority of the Main Street media, the lame media, the biased media, the liars, the fake news, they told you that the world was going to end when Donald Trump was elected. I believe the Dow Jones Industrial Average at that time was at about 18,000, and today we're looking at about 23,000. Timing the market does not work. It never works. So when you think about a home loan, a home mortgage, here's the option. Don't try and time the market. The idea here is lock in when you can. If you've got a great lender working with you, if the rates go down significantly, they'll be able to work with you. They'll help you through that. They'll guide you through that. And if rates go down next month, which you heard Fidel Lawande, he's one of the experts from Chapman University, one of their intelligent folk, he was sharing with us that rates are going to go to about 5.5 next year. Now there's one, if you compare it to today, yeah, that would be painful, right? That's a 20% increase. But what if he's wrong? If he's wrong, then you don't have to worry about it. If you've locked in today, you can restructure your loan tomorrow, not a problem. But if it goes up, if he's right, if it goes up, then you're in trouble. You can't go backwards. So think about that part of the equation and don't worry. European central banks, they've announced their future plans for its bond purchase program, closely matched investor expectations. Not a whole lot of reaction to that one. So they're going to extend the bond purchase program from its current end date in December by 9 months to September. So we'll see what happens there. We also saw weekly jobless claims came in 233,000, close to the consensus expectations. Not a whole lot of excitement there. Has anybody seen what the excitement is, though, that what's going on with our friends? Oh, unbelievable. We're watching the news as well for folks. Yeah, they got a big, the president calls this the Watergate of this century. Think about that one, all this new interesting information that's coming out from the Russian probe. Yeah, the Russian probe. That's a pretty fascinating story that all this time Hillary Clinton's been telling us there's nothing there when she spends $6 million on nothing. You got to love that one. How's that working out for her? Just a thought there. I pose the questions. You can come up with your own solutions, with your own answers to these issues. I just like the fascinating I find with these things. How do they come out with these? How do they deal with them? How do they go and tell us that there's nothing there, yet they spent $6 million? I mean, I don't know about you. I just look in the mirror and I say, you know something, if I was spending $6 million, I'd want to get something for it. You know, now if you're Clinton and you make billions of dollars every year, or millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, or the president goes and gives a speech for $500,000. I've heard him speak. I must admit, I heard President Clinton speak one time at the, I guess they have a new fancy name for it. It was at the Universal Amphitheater back then. The man was a great speaker, but I'm going to tell you right off, he wasn't worth $500,000. I couldn't fathom anybody spending $500,000 for him to listen to him speak. Now, If you're getting some other value for that money, that might be a different story. But I'm just going to go out and say that we're going to see what happens with this Uranium One deal and see where we go with that one. Very fascinating. I love listening to this background, guys. Let's see if we can kind of straighten this out a little bit. We're getting some background from the bridge, so not from the boat, from the bridge. Holy cow. Did you find this one? I have a lot of folks that I know. I'm sure you do as well. Fascinating. The Las Vegas massacre back in the news. So can anybody figure out? I mean, I know folks that were involved. I know folks that were there. I was at a conference when one of the people that was killed, was supposed to be a keynote speaker, was one of the people that was killed there. I wasn't really familiar with anybody that was ready to go on vacation right afterwards. Fascinating that Jesus Campos, he is the Mandalay Bay security guard shot and wounded that night, left the country right after the attack and returned a week later. Anybody scratching their head on that one other than me, or am I the only one that's scratching my head on this one, trying to figure out what's going on, where's it coming from? Just a thought. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate. Now we got red wine coming into us. That's a new sound effect. Well, it's not Wednesday. Where are we even getting it from? So we got some technical issues going, guys. So we will figure this out and get back to you. Hey, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We are clear.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
What if your family business could help clothe a less fortunate family? Or your restaurant could feed truly hungry people? What if you could help to comfort the lonely? Plant sustainable resources where nothing has ever grown before? Or make a child's lifelong wish come true? What if all you had to do was simply do nothing more than what your business already does every day? Would you do it? Introducing Processing for a Cause, a unique program that turns a percentage of your business's credit card volume into ongoing donation dollars for nonprofit organizations and foundations. Simply switch your credit card processing provider to Processing for a Cause and begin supporting a worthy cause today. The process is simple, and the cause will change lives forever. Processing for a Cause.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. In the Mortgage Minute today, being brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. They are the only ones that I know of with the Fast Pass loan approval. Save $10,000 to $50,000 every time you buy a house when you have the Fast Pass loan approval. Easy for me to say it. You got to try and spit that one out quickly. Maybe I'll speak a little slower so I can understand myself. The idea of Fast Pass loan approval, that is from Gold Star. Let your real estate professional check box J4 on the residential purchase agreement. So the question this morning, how to save on mortgage payment, whether buying or selling a home. In Trulia's recent report, Rent versus Buy Roommate Edition. They examine the impact that renting with a roommate has in determining whether it is more expensive to rent or buy. The study explains, and I quote, since we started keeping track in 2012, it's been a better deal to buy than rent in America's largest housing markets, and for much of that time it hasn't been close, unquote. It then goes on to ask the question, quote, but does the equation change for renters who share their rent with a roommate? And the report reveals, while the standard rent versus buy analysis reveals buying is cheaper than renting in all of the nation's 100 largest metros, this doesn't hold true for those choosing between renting with a roommate and buying a starter home. Seems obvious that sharing the cost of renting your living space by taking in a roommate dramatically decreases your housing expense, which is exactly what the report concluded. But it got me thinking, what if you purchased a home and took in that same roommate? Doesn't that make a little bit of logical sense? Share the same thing. It goes back to the conversation I've had with you many, many times. Why in the world do people, when they think about buying a starter home, their first home, they go into rent, we say, you're much better off by buying than renting. Then they go out and they compare, okay, well, instead of getting the same type of a home, buying it, as the apartment or condo you're renting, you say, I want that 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a pool and a white picket fence. Was that the property you were thinking about renting? Probably not. So when you're comparing apples and oranges, the math doesn't always work quite the same way. Think about that concept. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. So it is Thursday. That's probably no surprise to anybody that's watching us this morning. Except maybe me, because I've got technical difficulties and I'm going in 17 directions all at one time. And we do like to spend some time on Thursdays chatting about our senior issues. So no surprise to anybody. You gotta love it. Gotta love the technology going. But at least we know that we're chatting in 17 directions all at one time. You can probably hear me. And we do like to spend. Sometimes you can hear me twice. Can you hear me now? So we're chatting this morning. Kaaren Hall, UDirect IRA Services, is with us. Lisa Wright Jenkins, the President and CEO, Council on Aging, Southern California. And thank you both, ladies, for being here.
Oh, thank you, Ron. Certainly.
So now we have a little bit of fun. Obviously, we've got some technical difficulties. I'm sure our post-production people will clean me up. They generally make me look somewhat good for a guy that can't look very good anyway. But Medicare month, it's Medicare time, Lisa. Let's chat about it a little bit.
Certainly, certainly.
So, when we get to be that seasoned age, as I like to put it, you get to start looking at Medicare, and a lot of people think that the best place to go, I hear this from seniors all the time. My neighbor got this program, and that must be the best thing on the market.
Well, that's maybe the case, but maybe not.
Okay. Do you have a better solution then?
We do. At the Council on Aging Southern California, we have a program called HICAP, which is a government-funded program that helps Medicare beneficiaries understand Medicare, number one, and number two, we help beneficiaries select a plan that's as individual as they are.
So what is the difference if we go to the Southern California, or the Council on Aging Southern California? I'm not trying to change the company name. What's the difference of going there and going to some of the insurance guys that are out there that are providing a service like that?
So let me explain a little bit about it. Today in Orange County, for example, there are over 44 Medicare Advantage plans that are offered here in the county and over 25 prescription drug plans. So how do you choose between all of those? Well, a insurance salesperson will sell you a selection of those plans, but not the entire array of plans. So by coming to the Council on Aging and participating in our HICAP program, you'll sit down and meet with a counselor, or you can talk to a counselor by phone through our call center and understand, based on your medical needs, your healthcare needs, your prescription drug requirements, how to maximize your benefits and minimize your costs. We do not sell a plan. We don't promote any plans. We simply help you understand what's out there and how to choose the plan that works best for you and what you want to pay.
So is that, well, I know that every senior I've talked to says they want to pay nothing.
Right. Well,
but they want the Cadillac coverage too.
Exactly.
It's kind of like everybody. I don't know if it's just it's not limited to seniors. I guess we all want that, right?
Exactly. But we can help you understand what's out there, and before you actually enroll in Medicare, 6 months before you turn 65 is a good time to come and visit us and attend one of our Roadmap to Medicare classes that we offer here in Orange County as well as in the Inland Empire, and help you understand Medicare because it's very complex and confusing.
Most of the government services, the people that I speak to that get any kind of government service, they find that same thing, is that they're very confused. And then you get these things in the mail, these mailers that come in, and it's, if you, and I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but I get this, I'm not old enough, but I still get it. Come over to Eve's Bistro and we're going to have dinner, and you can come in and we'll tell you everything you need to know.
Right. But those are salespeople that are selling you a plan or a program. They're inviting you to Eve's Bistro for a reason, right? Because they want to promote their business. We are totally unbiased, and we will provide you the information, and then you can make the decisions from there and go and contact the insurance representative that you'd like to work with. But that we provide unbiased information about Medicare.
That sounds like it's a much better program. How do we know? Because I've talked to some of the folks on there, and as most of our listeners know, I generally only will let people come on the program that I believe are looking out for them. I don't want somebody coming on that's as I put it, the heart of a salesman versus the heart of a teacher.
Right.
So some of the folks we've had on, they'll represent 20 or 30 different companies.
Yes.
And that way, and from what I understand also, they get paid the exact same amount from anybody that they work with. Whether that's, I'm not out there checking that. I don't sell it, so I don't know.
Right.
But when somebody comes into the council and they get this guidance,
right,
what's their next step after that? Do you tell them which, go see company X?
No, we must remain totally unbiased because of the role that we play as HICAP counselors. So what we do is we'll say, go and either call the plan directly and enroll in the plan that you choose. We'll give you 3 choices of the ones that are going to save you the most money and maximize your benefits. Or you can certainly work with the insurance broker that you've been working with. They play an important role in our community. We're here to provide unbiased information about how to select a plan that's best for you.
So I guess I'm still a little confused about what that means by selecting a plan, because if I want to go with, say, Medicare Part D, and I don't know all the information,
right?
But if I want to go with Medicare Part D, does that mean that every company that offers Part D is going to offer the same benefits and services?
No. So as it relates to Part D, so that's the prescription drug plans, each insurance plan will offer a formulary of drugs that they'll cover and at various prices. So depending on your plan that you choose will determine how much you're going to pay for prescription drugs. So that's why it's important to compare plans now, because between October 15th and December 7th is the one time per year that you can change your plans.
Maybe I'm confused by the term plan.
Yes. So
under Part D, there's several branches.
Providers, right.
Oh, okay. So, but that's where you've got me confused.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm easily confused. I'm a simple guy, and I know that this is pretty complex. And ironically enough, I always believe that if I'm confused by it, our audience probably is also, because I get the luxury of talking to a lot of people, right? So I get to ask these questions over and over again and still be confused. I mean, Karen's been on with me several times, and I still don't understand self-directed iris, right? So,
okay.
But does that mean there's a lot of branches under Part D or Part C or whatever?
There are multiple insurance companies that offer plans.
Got it.
Okay, so that's how you get multiple plans. So that's why you have to understand what's being offered and how to choose the one that works best for you and the medications that you're taking, because choosing one plan versus another can be a difference of thousands of dollars per year, particularly if you're taking a lot of prescription drug medications, or if you have a serious health condition. You want to make sure that you're getting the maximum amount of coverage at the minimal amount of cost.
So when I finish with my consultation with you, am I going to know what company I want to go talk to?
You're going to know 3 companies that might work best for you. Then you make that decision. The Council on Aging does not make that decision for you, and we don't enroll you in any plans. We're basically saying these are 3 plans that you might want to consider based on what you've told us so far.
So for those of us that are old and remember this, you're going to basically give me 3 different triptychs.
Yes.
Right? And I can go out and kind of figure out where I'm going, but you've given me the map.
Exactly. At no charge.
At no charge.
At no charge.
Love it. Okay, so we're going to learn more about this, because one of my favorite words, or 2 words in the world, is no charge.
Correct.
So great information at no charge. Then you've really got a whole lot of good stuff. So we're going to continue our conversation with Lisa Wright Jenkins, President and CEO, Council on Aging, Southern California. And we'll even bring Kaaren Hall into the conversation. You direct IRA services. Someone told me she's on the board over there. I don't know what that actually means, but we're going to... You are?
Oh, yeah.
Is that new?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
We're going to continue that conversation. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, should you get another credit card? Ask yourself these 5 questions, and we'll figure out what else we're going to talk about from there on, because I want to learn more about the council, especially when I hear it's free. Well, maybe you can send them some money, because somehow they got to get paid. They got to get paid for what they do. So we'll talk about that as well. You can reach us anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about about all the other financing products available from the Siegel lending team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel lending team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel lending team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message. And as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. I know one thing about your credit report that you may not know. Your report is wrong. Just sharing that with you. The only reason I know that is because I have never, ever seen a report that's completely accurate. And I've been looking at credit reports since way longer than I want to even mention about looking at them, but it's been decades that I've been looking at the reports. I've seen high scores. The highest score I've ever seen, to be honest with you, is an 834. Very, very good score. But even on that report, it was not accurate. There was a lot of errors on there, a lot of things that needed to be corrected on there. So what makes you think that yours is accurate? I'm just throwing it out there. They're all wrong. Go to CreditSanitizer.com, fill out the little form on there. It's free, no cost, and you're going to get information every week from me about different ways that you can enhance your credit score. And if you want to take a look at your score, right now you can actually go to Equifax Security 2017, Equifax Security 2017, and you can actually get a copy of your credit report free. And you get it monitored for free, is even better. Not because they like you, not because they want to do anything to help you. It's because they gave your information out. 144 million people had their information passed around. Think about that concept. And they said, well, we'll just give you this service that we've been charging you $30 a month for. We'll give it to you free for a year, and that'll make everything all good, and you'll be happy about it now, right? Just kind of the way it goes. But take advantage of getting that information. The question this morning, though, how long will the negatives haunt me? What are the negatives? Well, late payments, they're going to stay on your report 30 to 180 days. That's when you go on to the report. So if you're 1 day late, you're not going to it's not going to show up on your report. The column there says 30 days late. So making a payment past the 30-day deadline will affect your score the most, and it'll bite you in the behind for 7 years from the date of the late payment. However, there are changes, there are options there. Collections and charge-offs. Debt, like collections and charge-offs accounts, will remain on your report for 7 years from the date the payment was sent to collectors. However, if you pay it off before the 7 years, well, it's going to re-age on you, so it might stay on there even a little bit longer. So be careful of how you pay it off. Closed credit accounts, those can stay on your report for up to 10 years. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. So be careful of these different issues. Now, what has to be on your report and how long does it have to be on your report? That's the question that you should be saying to me right now. It's like, Ron, how long is there a solution for it? I like to bring you solutions. Well, the answer to the solution question is yes, there is a solution. There is absolutely nothing needs to stay on your report. There is nothing at all that has to be on your report. No, you don't have to have a bankruptcy. It doesn't have to stay on the report. If you've got a collection, it doesn't have to stay on the report. What the law says is anything that's on your report must be accurate, it must be complete, and it must be verifiable. So if you've got a bankruptcy on your report and it does not have the judge's initials after the bankruptcy case number, it's not complete. It needs to either be corrected or come off of your report. A lot of people don't know that, so just a little bit of a word to the wise for you. That is the Your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. So I love story time. You know, sometimes I even fall asleep to a story. Not on air, generally. But Lisa, you were sharing a story with us during the break, and
Yes.
we don't want to use any names or relations or any of that kind of stuff, but it kind of demonstrates a little better what you were talking about. Can you share that again?
Sure. Within the Council on Aging and our HICAP program, we counsel well over 1,000 beneficiaries every year here in Orange County and have saved them in excess of $1.5 million in prescription drug costs as well as healthcare premiums. But I can talk about one particular individual who we counseled who was quite ill and taking a variety of prescription drug medications. The formulary for her health plan was changing, and one of the medications that she was utilizing was no longer offered on that formulary. So by counseling with our HICAP counselor, she was able to understand she could choose from other prescription drug plans, and by making that decision, she saved $6,000 on the plan that she chose over what she would have been paying under her current plan.
$6,000
on an annual basis. That's right.
So that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money, but that's why it's so important at this time of year to understand what your Medicare options are. It's one time of year when you can change your Medicare plan. It starts from October 15th to December 7th. So that's when you should call the Council on Aging, Southern California, speak to a HICAP counselor, and we can help you.
You must be inundated with people.
We are. We're inundated with people through our call center, and then we also have annual enrollment clinics out in our senior centers all throughout Orange County. So by calling the Council on Aging Southern California, you can find out where you can meet with a counselor for an individualized, personal, private appointment.
Well, and then that's, I mean, obviously when you're talking medical issues, you certainly want it to be private. It's not, and that's kind of my thought. This is so much better than going over to a local restaurant, even though it might be a nice restaurant. Right? I don't want to be talking about the fact that, I've got XYZ going on medically.
Exactly. It's very personal decisions, but it's so important to take this opportunity every year to assess your health plan and do just a Medicare health checkup.
And see, that's the key thing right there is to assess. Now, you said that it's the 15th of October through
December 7th.
December 7th. So when is the I mean, obviously, I know that we can't go backwards to before October 15th.
Right.
But when is the best time for people to start coming in to see a HICAP counselor?
Immediately. I mean, we're within that time frame.
No, but I mean on an annual. So if I want to put on my calendar for next year.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the same time every year. October 15th to December 7th is annual enrollment period, so that's when you can change your health plan. But if you're about to be going on Medicare, say you're approaching your 65th birthday, that's a great time to come by the Council on Aging and participate in our Roadmap to Medicare class. So 6 months before your 65th birthday, that's when you need to start thinking about Medicare. You'll be getting mailings from Medicare, and you need to start understanding how Medicare works, how to navigate the system, and make the best choice for you.
Interesting. So what other services are available at the council?
Well, the Council on Aging has been a local nonprofit organization for 44 years. All of our programs and services are free to the community. In addition to being the HICAP provider, health insurance counseling and advocacy provider here, we're also the ombudsman for Orange County. So we have...
What is an ombudsman?
I know, that's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah.
An ombudsman are individuals that are state certified that make announced and unannounced visits onto every long-term care facility in Orange County and also now in Riverside County. So we advocate on behalf of the 28,000 residents that live in long-term care facilities here in Orange County. That could be a nursing home, a skilled nursing facility, a boarding care. And we help ensure that the dignity and the requests of these seniors and disabled adults are respected. 14,000 older adults are living in these facilities in Orange County with no friend or family member actively involved in their care.
Wow.
And so it's really important, the role of the ombudsman, checking on these residents and advocating for their concerns, which could range from when I push my call light, no one is coming to answer my request for help, or it could be I'm being abused by my roommate, I need help. So we investigate all cases of complaints and then advocate on behalf of those residents and involve appropriate parties as necessary.
Interesting. Okay, so when we come back, what I want to do is, Kaaren Hall has been a trusted guest and advisor on the radio program many, many times. I'm going to find out from Kaaren why she got involved in this. So we'll put her on the spot when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We will also chat. We might even throw a millennial story in here because I see that there's a lot of low down payment programs. Maybe one of our seniors that are listening right now wants to help their child get a new house. We'll talk about that. Low down payment options. You can reach us anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today, Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRE NMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. In the real-time real estate segment today, being brought to you by the area-trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. So if you are a senior, maybe you're lucky enough to have a child or grandchild that is a millennial. And there is a report released by Down Payment Resources shows that 61% of first-time home buyers purchased their homes with a down payment of 6% or less. 6%. The trend continued among all buyers with a mortgage as 73% made a down payment of less than 20%. An article by Chase points to a new wave of millennial home buyers. We teamed up with Google, I quote them, teamed up with Google to help us better understand what customers are searching for and how the home buying landscape is evolving. We found that millennials and first-time home buyers are making a big splash in the market and affordability remains top of mind. I've shared this with you before. Don't listen to some of the dumb commercials on TV that talk about you have to have a 780 or an 800 FICO score to buy a house. Absolutely wrong. And don't listen to some of these other dumb commercials out there that are telling people that you have to have 20% down, 25% down. That's wrong as well. 6% down, I just talked about it. 3% down, 3.5% down. Veterans, you get to put 0 down. You've earned it. And there are programs, 500 FICO score, 600 FICO score. There's some of all of those. So think about it. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. So I love sharing information. Kaaren Hall, you direct IRA services. Karen's been in and talked a lot about self-directed IRAs, but obviously, and if you follow Kaaren on social media, she's out there all the time helping the community, guiding the community, not giving investment advice, but helping people to understand that there is another way and there are other opportunities. And when Kaaren suggested that Lisa and I chat on radio, I found out that Karen's on the board of directors of the Council on Aging. What made you decide to join this organization, Kaaren? Or get involved?
Yeah, well, a long time ago when I was in
I know you're not part of the... You don't qualify for a membership.
No. I've got
not yet.
A couple years.
A couple years to go, okay.
A couple minutes. No, but when I was in high school, I was involved in a Key Club, and we helped seniors extensively. In fact, we won an international first place for our service project, and it was really rewarding. We worked with a care facility and helped seniors on all different levels of care. And so when a good friend of mine asked me if I wanted to be on the board of directors or be considered for it, I thought, oh, that's perfect. That sounds great. Plus, it goes hand in hand with retirement. Of course, the people that the Council of Aging serves are typically already retired, and I help people in my business to prepare for that moment. So it's just like, it's full circle, and it's a really great give back, and it's been a wonderful, I want to say company, but institution to be involved with.
And obviously, if you can help more people save $6,000 a year,
wow,
they can keep that money in their self-directed IRA.
Right, and how many seniors really need $6,000 a year?
Oh, exactly.
Right.
I mean, every single one of them, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people are living hand to mouth. It's not an easy way of doing things. So, yeah, you're completely correct. I mean, it's a big world out there of people needing these assistance programs.
Right.
And, finding someplace to go to get good guidance, right?
Right, it's not just the guidance, but it's also, like Lisa was saying, the advocacy, the patient advocacy. I guess they're patients. I mean, the residents of some of these homes have nobody else to speak for them, and so the ombudsman come out and they're their champions and can help them. So there's that, and as Lisa was talking about off mic a little bit, was the Angel program, the Smile Makers program, where we get these little angels. That's what I think about, the gold angel, and it has somebody's name and the gift that they would like, and the Council on Aging wraps thousands of gifts and delivers that wrapped gift individually to the senior who requested that. Maybe, Martha over here requested a blanket, and so here she's going to get a wrapped box with a blanket in it with her name on it, and she'll unwrap it on Christmas Day when she has no other family or nobody else to show up for her. The council does, and that's really why it's got my support.
It gives me chills when you listen to things like that, because there are so many people that are either away from family and friends or have nobody else in their life.
Yeah.
And at the holidays, it's a shame when you see those that are left out.
Well, this is the good news. There's so much bad news. Well, here's something really great that people are doing that's incredibly giving and caring and takes a lot of effort and time, and it's a worthy cause.
So what other services have you come across at the council that you really find intriguing?
Well, one of the things that services, we've kind of covered most of the services, but I think one of the events that we do every year is the annual Night of Comedy. We just had this a couple of weeks ago. And so every year, the council puts together a lineup of comedians, and it's a fundraiser, and it's a wonderful gala. It's at the Duke Hotel, formerly the Fairmont, and now called the Duke. That's where we had it this year. And
where's that at?
It's
I'm
on
not familiar with that
MacArthur.
one.
Yeah, it was the Fairmont Beach.
Newport Beach, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just a great night.
Once you get past Motel 7, I'm in trouble.
It's like Motel 840, but it's a beautiful place, and so we had, I don't know, hundreds of people there this year, and it's a great opportunity to meet other people and to again explain what the Council on Aging does to a whole new audience, and have that kind of community support.
What are the other ways that people can contribute? Or because obviously, when any of the organizations, we get a lot of organizations that come in, and one of my big questions is, how are you funded? How do you survive?
Well, a portion of our funding comes from the government. About 77% comes from government contracts that we manage, and the rest comes from foundations, individuals, and corporations that support us. And that funding is particularly important because this year, with some of the things that have been happening in Washington, we've seen our funding cut. We've had 10% of our budget has been cut by the federal government, and so we're looking for the community to help support us in new ways. So if you think about what happens in Washington, does it trickle down to Orange County? Let me assure you that it does. It's trickling down in a big way. It's impacting us in a big way.
So let me throw. I always throw my crazy questions at Kaaren. Can we take a withdrawal from our self-directed IRA to donate to the council?
There are opportunities to do that. In fact, we're working on other ways to do it. But you can always withdraw money from your IRA and do what you wish with it. Yes.
So that can be one of our favored charities, so to speak, or favored organizations.
Right. IRAs are for investment purposes typically, but yeah, you could if you want.
Well, at some point in time, we got to start taking that money, right?
Your RMDs, and you have to take the money, and if you don't need it, it's like, well, you have to take it, and what a great opportunity to give to those less fortunate.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that do that every year with their withdrawals, is that they'll contribute it to the Council on Aging, and that's very welcome. It means that we can reach out and serve more people. We serve 290,000 people between Orange County and the Inland Empire every year.
290,000 people.
Yes, those are residents in long-term care facilities. Those are the people that we counsel through our HICAP program and other services that we provide.
And we really need to mention, too, the silver tsunami going on with 10,000 people turning 65 every day for the next decade. So 290,000 today could be, I don't know, 2 million in a few years. I mean, it's a tremendous number of people living longer than ever and turning 65 every day. So it's a big deal.
Well, when you start throwing a number out that's that big, that's what, almost 1,000 people a day.
We serve people. Well, we serve people in a variety of ways throughout Orange County and the Inland Empire, and a lot of folks we serve are through our HICAP program, which we mentioned for Medicare counseling, our Ombudsman program. We serve 28,000 residents in long-term care facilities in Orange County, and another 14,000 in Riverside County every day.
That's a staggering number.
It is. So it keeps us busy, I have to tell you. And when you look at the growth rate, as Kaaren was mentioning, the growth rate of seniors in Orange County is outpacing both the state and the nation. So right now, at the time of the census, there was about 400,000 seniors here in Orange County. By 2040, it will be over 800,000 seniors here in Orange County. So imagine 800,000 seniors on the freeway with you. We're talking about a tremendous
800,000.
It'll be 800,000 seniors by 2040.
Well, look at the bright side. We don't move very fast, so they won't have as much trouble. I mean, with that kind of traffic.
Exactly.
800,000.
It's really going to change the face of Orange County as we know it today, and think of the demands on the community, the demands on our infrastructure. What will life be when there's that many people at the doctor's office, at the hospital, at the market? All moving perhaps a little bit slower than they moved before. What will the freeway be like when there are that many seniors that are driving a little bit slower than they were before? How are we going to manage as a community? It's one of the things that keeps us up at night, definitely, at the Council on Aging.
Holy cow. Tell me the website so we can...
www.coasc.org.
coasc.org. And being that I'm really, really slow, I'm going to go and put that right on our website, on our Facebook page, and get you some links over there as well. Great information, as always. We appreciate you coming in. Lisa Wright Jenkins, President and CEO, Council on Aging, Southern California, Orange County, and Inland Empire.
Yes, exactly.
Do they have councils other areas?
Yes, there are different organizations that provide some of the same kind of services that we do in different areas. So, but we are a locally based nonprofit here for 44 years, helping seniors and their families every day.
Awesome, great information. Kaaren Hall, thanks for sharing with us.
Ron.
Appreciate you coming in. And if you need some self-directed IRA services, call Kaaren. Give me a call. I'll put you in touch with her. She's been in many times. If you want to learn more about UDirect IRA services, well, number one, the website. Karen's on every social media channel there is. And if you look back in our prior radio broadcasts, we've done some great shows with Kaaren. She's been in to share information with all of us as well. And set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun, have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.